Hello and welcome to Languages and Literacy in Early Childhood Education. My name is Candice and this is my podcast for Assessment 1. In this assessment, I will be discussing and reflecting on my own personal literacy and language journey experiences and connect these experiences to the theory of behaviour and language. In this assessment, the concept of literacy and numeracy will be discussed, as well as a reflection of my overall journey of learning. I link my personal experiences with my journey of literacy with theorists mentioned throughout the unit. The Early Years Learning Framework defines literacy as the capability, confidence, and disposition to use language in all forms. Literacy can include music, movement, dance, storytelling, visual arts, media and drama, as well as talking, listening, viewing, reading, and writing. In my younger years, literacy has always been a staple of my overall personality. As a child in my preteen years, I was always interested in reading and overall literacy experiences. That I read from a young age explored topics such as science, planets, nature, and even water cycles, to popular books such as Harry Potter and a series of unfortunate events. I discovered more complex novels over the years. I noticed how my vocabulary had suddenly grown and developed, especially in my teenage years. I remember as I was reading books, if I didn't understand a particular word or meaning, I would often look this word up in the dictionary. The process of looking up a new word each time I didn't understand a particular phrase in the dictionary allowed myself to start to understand more and more complex words about the world around me. This inquisitive nature allowed myself to grow my vocabulary in a natural way, which allowed me to become more curious about the world around me. Years, my process of learning eventually led me to university to study my Bachelor of Arts. During these 3 years, I extended my knowledge and allowed myself to understand more about the world around me. Directly finishing my Bachelor of Arts, I enrolled myself into my Certificate 3 of Early Childhood Education. During this time, I learnt so much and ended up getting a position at my current company, which I have been with for the past 5 years. Within these 5 years, my curious nature has allowed me to take on my Diploma of Early Childhood Education and gain real life experiences from engaging with children each and every day. Another reflection of language development and the way in which literacy and language was explored in my own childhood was the concept of pretend play. As a child, my siblings and I loved to play make-believe at my grandparents' house. We used to love putting on stage plays for the family in the spare room, and even wrote up scripts and delegated the roles between us. As Fellows in Oakley states, humans are social beings and have a need for connection to and connection with other individuals in society. Oral language meets this need. It is a mean for interaction within the family, social groups, classroom, workplace, and elsewhere in the general community. Experiences such as dramatic play, these means of communication would also be used as well as the traditional oral communication. My overall journey of language was quite strong throughout my younger years, as I was exposed to a variety of languages in my household. Coming from a mixed background, I was often exposed to languages such as Italian and French, as well as English, so constantly learning these 3 languages allowed myself to become a more confident and capable learner, building on my growing language skills. The Khan Academy explains, nativist development states that children are born with the ability to learn languages. Noam Chomsky believed that all children have what is called an innate language acquisition device, or LAD, within their brain to understand and pick up languages from such a young age. This particular theory relates back to my own language experiences. Being directly surrounded by multiple languages as a child allowed my cognitive development to understand the differences in these languages, as well as differentiate objects, names, and numbers in both French and Italian. Another theorist that is directly related to my overall learning and language experience would be the behaviorist theory, which the central idea is that children imitate adults through conditioning such as positive reinforcement. At this assessment, a number of key concepts have been discussed, such as an overall personal reflection of my literacy and learning journey. Key concepts and theories relating to these reflections have also been discussed. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.